Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's vlog, we will understand the second part of methodology. This is all about data origin and characteristics. This part where we focus on something very important but often ignored by students. Most students jump directly to models and results, but before understanding results, we must understand the data. So today I will explain how to read and understand the data section of a research article step by step using simple academic language. First, let us understand why author write this one section. The purpose of the data origin and characteristic section is to answer three basic questions. The first one, what variable are being studied? Where is the variables? Yeah, CO2 emission, EG, TIN, TON and ICT. These are the short characteristics of variable names. The second one question, where does the data come from? So, there are were extracted data from the World Development Indicators WDI. This is the secondary data and easily available in our World Development Indicators. And third one question is, what is the time period and why is it important? The time period is 1985 to 2021. If you understand these 3 points, you can understand 80% of the methodology logic. Now we are going to first step of this one section only. The first step, understanding the research focus. Now let us look at the first line of the methodology. The author states that the research investigation both long run and short run relationship between CO2 emission, economic growth mean EG, technological innovation mean TIN, trade openness mean TON, and ICT, information and communication technology. This tells us that the study is dynamic, not static. That means it does not look at any one moment in time. It examines how variables interact over many years. This is exactly why time series is required. In this section, we understand that. Now, the next step of this one section is why ARDL and NARDL are used. The author mentioned that they use linear ARDL and ARDL. We already discussed this in our previous lecture. As a student, you need to memorize formula here. You need to understand the logic. ARDL is used when variable move together over time. We want to see short run and long run effects, and NARDL goes one step further. It checks whether positive and negative changes behavior differently. So the choice of ARDL and NARDL clearly matches the research goal, understanding both immediate and enduring relationship of variables. This is how you judge whether a methodology is appropriate or not. Now, our second step of this one section is completed. Now we are going to moving forward over third one step of this section. That one section is understanding data source WDI. Now come to the most important part, data origin, where data come from. The author state that the data was taken from World Development Indicators WDI published by the World Bank. Why is this important? Because WDI data is internationally recognized, reliable, frequently used in high-level journal SSCI and SAIE. When you see World Bank, IMF or OECD as a data source, it increases the credibility of the research. So here the author are showing that their data is authentic, consistent and accepted by top journals. Now we are going to move the fourth step, section number 4 of this section only, this paragraph. The step 4 is why Malaysia and time period is 1985 to 2021. The study focused specially on Malaysia using data from 1985 to 2021. The long time span is very important. Why? And because environmental and economic changes happen slowly. Long-run policies cannot be evaluated using short-run data. A period of more than 35 years, this one period is more than 35 years, allows structural changes to be captured, policy impacts to be observed, and reliable econometric analysis. So this time range support the use of ARDL and NARDL models. Now we are moving forward. Final step. Step number 5. Role of table. There is mentioned the author about further insights regarding the data can be found in table 1. So finally the author mentioned table 1. Table 1, source of the data and variables, detailed variable definition, measurement units and data description. As a student, when you read a paper, never skip the data table. It tells you how variables are measured, whether the study is replicable, whether the proxies are reasonable. In this study, the variable name is CO2 emission and the sample is CO2 and the description of variable of WDI is carbon emission per capita and so ozone. GDP per capita, sum of export like trade openness, mobile use, cellular subscriptions per 100 people and also all the data gathered from the WDI. So when you read the data section of any research article, ask yourself first, what the variable are included? Is the data source reliable? Is the time period long enough? Does the data match the methodology? If the answer is yes, then the methodology is logically strong. To summarize today, we learn how to understand data origin, this one part, evaluate the time series characteristics, connect data with econometric techniques. In the next lecture, we will understand how to collect the data from WDI, where we will discuss about all these variables data collected from the WDI. Thank you so much for watching. If this lecture helps you, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you in the next class. Bye bye.